I've known Jeff for 24 years, I think.
How old are you?
28. I started kids to play when I was 6. The summer was my 6th year. Was it 7? Oh, 7.
Get it right.
I walked into the theater. I was scared shitless. And then here comes this big towering Jeff. And I was probably, I don't know, of this big. And I was still scared. But he looked down at me and he said, "Don't worry, all you have to do is sing happy birthday." I was the youngest one in the show. I was the littlest one in the show. And I never felt like I was the youngest or the littlest, because I always had something to do on stage, and there was always somewhere for me to be or somewhere for me to go, and that's the way it is even today. And I have to tell you, I have one big story, I guess. When I was 19, I found out I was pregnant with my son, and I was not scared to tell my parents. I wasn't scared to tell anybody except for Jeff. And I made my fiance come with me down to the theater, and we walked up to Jeff, and I said, "So, I'm going to have a baby." And he says, "Okay, so when are you getting married?" And I said, "Well, as soon as I have a baby." And he says, "Well, you know, they know what causes that now, you know." I was like, yeah, I think I know what causes it. And my son was born, and we thought he was perfect and amazing and beautiful, and he was blonde and white and had all his fingers and toes. And when he was 9 months old, we found out that he'd had a stroke and that his right side was half paralyzed. And I came down to Jeff, and I said, "I don't think he's ever going to be right, and I don't know what to do, and I'm scared, and help me." And he hugged me, and he told me, "It doesn't matter, because when he's old enough, I'll fix it." And sure enough, Aiden was 2, and Jeff came to pass over at my parents' house, and sat next to my son, and just touched him. And he's not particularly fond of having that side of his body touched. And Jeff just touched him casually in conversation. And this year, Aiden is 8, and he got to be in Kids at Play. And from the time he started to the time he stopped, he grew up. And Jeff has made it okay for him to be Aiden, and okay for him to be different, and okay for him to be the same. And I will never forget that.